I just love the story of Mary, because to another side of the story, even in just listening to what you mentioned and connected to what Dr. Robbins said, how prosperity, it looks like having everything I need for what God has called me to do. And I loved how, Elaine, when you just mentioned, not looking at the natural, but recognizing that this is supernatural. When I think about Mary, when she said yes to the angel, that let it be unto me as you have spoken, that she was accepting the prosperity of carrying the Son of our living, of our Father, right? The Son of God. And she was not looking at, because Mary, again, was a virgin, she was engaged. So we don't know that maybe in that time they were looking at, if you're engaged to be married, that was prosperity in someone else's eyes, that finally you have found your spouse, everything is going to work out for you. But when Mary said yes to the Lord, it was almost as though she was sacrificing what someone else would look at as prosperity, because she didn't know how Joseph was going to react. She didn't know even Joseph's initial reaction was to leave her. He said, I love you. I'm going to make this quiet. We're just going to, bye. So Mary is not even, the angel didn't tell her the plan, right? When you talked about the how, the angel didn't say, I know you just got a boo and we're going to make sure you keep your boo. He didn't say any of that. But why this is so important is because many times we lose sight of the prosperity of what God is doing in our lives because we're coveting someone else's prosperity. There was a time when the Lord had just kind of stripped everything away from me, and then He told me to start taking the train and the bus. I said, God, what? No. And I didn't realize, because when I said, you know what, sure. So I started taking the train, but I saw so many people, because I love people. I love to talk to people. I love to hear about their stories. I met so many people that came to Jesus through a conversation in the train, in the bus, just having a conversation with someone. And I'm like, hey, what are you doing? You want to come to church with me? And they're like, yeah. And I was drawn to all the atheists and all the people that were far from God. And I saw so many people, their hearts just get softened and drawn to Jesus. And what God was showing me was that in this moment, what was prosperity for me was to share in the burden of the Lord's heart for these, His sons and daughters. And He said, I needed someone to be there. I needed to send someone to meet them in that bus, to meet them in the train. And what you did, and just like Dr. Didi said, it's not about us. Right? Prosperity is also about the other person. That God sees two people in this thing. And so I just want to encourage someone watching right now. Maybe you feel like the hand of God is not upon you because you're looking at someone else's prosperity, and to start recognizing that God, what is it that you have called me to? What is it that, what am I supposed to do in this time? Because if I have the ability to do that, then I'm walking in prosperity. I'm actually being fruitful.
Yeah. I love that. And where we get the Jehovah Jireh was when Abraham was sacrificing his son. So he did not hesitate. So it was that obedience that God told Abraham, I want you to sacrifice your son. So he takes the next morning, grabs Isaac, and starts going. And he said, God will supply. He will supply the sacrifice. And so he gets up there. We all know the story, lays Isaac out, and then he goes to sacrifice Isaac, and the lamb is in the bushes. And there he says, Jehovah, he calls Jehovah Jireh, God will supply. It doesn't say God did supply. It says God will supply. And He will provide. In other words, the name does not simply memorialize a past event. It anticipates a future action. God will supply. And normally it is in the limitations that we give to Him. I love the story of the widow woman who the prophet said, go and get all the empty vessels. And it was that emptiness that God wanted to fill and provide for her. And so a lot of times we think we have to come to God with all this stuff. But it's our limitations. It's the stuff, it's our emptiness, it's our brokenness that we give to God. And he said, I will provide for you. I will supply all your needs according to my riches, not your riches, my riches. That means you can be healthy and whole. That means whole. That means sound. You can be of a sound mind. You can be blessed to give. You know, Elaine, we get that from your daddy. Blessed to be a blessing. That we get to bless others out of what God has provided for us. And it's all right here. It's all in our hands. It's all something God has already given to us, that he normally takes everything that we have, which is normally right in our hands, to provide for our every need.
At TBN, our mission is to use every available means to reach as many individuals and families as possible with the life-changing gospel of Jesus Christ.
Thank you for helping make the gospel of grace go around the world.
And it's because of you that partner with us that this ministry continues. God bless you.